عليكم ورحمة الله تعالى وبركاته. بسم الله والصلاة والسلام على رسول الله. Welcome you guys again to our masjid. We are going through the Sirah of Ibn Hisham for kids. Nah, you're not kids, you're big guys, right? We said that the king became very angry when this man, this previous magician, this former magician, no longer worships him, and now he worships Allah, and he became very angry, and he was his friend for so many years. And you know what he told him at the end? You can fool everybody, but you cannot fool me, because I'm the one that makes you look good. They killed that priest, and they turned to the blind man, they killed him too, and then the king now wanted to kill this boy, but what prevented him from killing the boy? He became famous. So if he went and killed this kid, everybody's gonna go against the king. And the king wanted to make a point. He wanted to humiliate this kid. Oh, you all guys respect this kid. You all think that he makes this dua and Allah answers his dua, as we said last time. And he can make dua for the blind, make dua for the sick, and he can cause all these things to happen. I'm gonna show you something. This guy that you guys respect, I'm gonna make an example of him. I'm gonna make him bow to me. I'm gonna make him kiss my feet. I'm gonna humiliate him so that you guys know that I am the only God in this. That's what the king was thinking. So he wanted to make a show out of this. He took this kid outside in a big, what do you call it? No, in front of the palace, like a big plaza, or like this giant place, right? And then they brought the kid in front of the entire city, everybody that dwelled in front of everybody, right? And then they strapped him to a pole. Some people said they crucified him, but it was not true. There was a tree, like a tree trunk, and they strapped him. And they brought everybody, and they said, this guy, he disobeyed our great king, and he claims that there is a God in the heaven. And start saying all this thing. He's a blasphemous. He says all these wrong things. Now he's going to meet his punishment. And the king comes in like this. The king is sitting like on his throne like this, looking all arrogant. And then he tells them, but if he denounces his religion and believes in our king, the king might give him pardon. I forgive him. Denounce your God. Then he looks at them and says, La ilaha illallah. And they were angry. So they start whipping him. And he was like, La ilaha illallah. Right? And then the king got angry. And people are looking, oh my God, this kid is amazing. Look how strong his iman is. He doesn't want to give up his religion. He must be true. And people said, like, yeah. They started showing more respect. The king got angry. And he told his soldiers, grab him and take him to the edge of that mountain. There is a cliff right there, and push him over the cliff and let his God save him. So they trapped him out. They took him, and people are anxious what's going to happen to him. And when they got onto that cliff, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala caused the earth to shake, and like an earthquake, and all of these soldiers, they fell off the cliff except our friend. And he walked back to the king in front of everybody. He told him, there is nothing you can do to me without Allah's permission. He got so angry. Grab him, take him to the sea. Like I don't know if there was they're close to the beach or something. Put him in a boat and put a chain and a big metal ball to, for what? Huh? To drown him. Right? So they took him like weights, and they took him there, and subhanallah, something happened to that ship. All of them drowned, and our friend swam back, and he says, King, there's nothing you can do to me without Allah's permission. He got so angry. You gotta put him up by the pole. Archers start shooting, and the archers take their arrows, their long bows, and they start pulling. And the strings that they used back in the day didn't have like synthetic materials. They would take intestines of animals because they are very strong and flexible, and they dry them in the sun, and they treat them with special oils. And it takes two guys, like they have to pull on the arches to loop it over the ark's edge. They have to pull down, and they have to loop it. And then when you pull the string, it sounds like it has that humming, it's like, and they pull the arrows, put it in that arch, And they start pulling and pulling, and everybody's quiet. Everybody's so anxious. Everybody's so scared. And you know how quiet people were? Like the thousands of people. You could hear the squeaking of the string being pulled. Something, I don't know, like this. When you get to that max, and then you just let go the thumb and the index, and that arrow shoots faster than the eye can follow, going straight for the kid, and the kid is strapped. I'm gonna kill this kid to show you I can do it. But then the arrow goes sideways. He missed. It missed. He missed. So much so that the king started insulting his sharpshooters, his archers. You're idiots! Shoot him more! And they changed archers, and they wanted to make an example of this kid who challenged the kid. They start shooting and shooting, and not a single arrow touched him. The king himself came down whatever balcony he was sitting, and he's like, "You idiots! Give me the arch right here! Give me the arrow! I'm gonna show you!" When he shoots, and he misses, and the kid is laughing at him, strapped to this pole. And then the kid gets angry, and he says, "Aren't you guys done? Let me tell you something. You can only kill me by the permission of Allah. You want to shoot me? You don't want to miss? Say Bismillah Rabbil Ghulam, by the name of Allah, the Lord of this kid, and then you can shoot me." So I'm not going to say that. Nothing. They were running out of arrows. Bunch of sharp shooters. They were like looking like idiots. So the king, he's like, and the people, imagine thousands and thousands of people staring at this kid that cannot be killed, period. And they said, "Wait a minute, what kind of God is this king that cannot even shoot an arrow straight?" So technically, this kid's plan was working. Because when they fell off the cliff, he could have left. When they drowned in the sea, he could have left. But he kept coming back. And now we will understand why this kid kept coming back to his own demise. And when he went, the last time he told the king, "I'm telling you, if you don't say Bismillah Rabbil Ghulam, you're not going to be able to touch me." And the king wanted to kill him just to get it over with, because he was losing his followers, his subjects. And he took that last arrow when he was going to say, the problem, he didn't want nobody to hear about it, because he's going to get embarrassed, right? When he says Bismillah Rabbil Ghulam, everybody in town heard Bismillah Rabbil Ghulam. The sound was amplified somehow, that everybody in town heard that sound, and the arrow shoots straight for our friend, and he struck him. When the arrow struck his body, and the kid is strapped, he's smiling, La ilaha illallah. Where is our friend going to go from here? Straight to Jannah. The king thought that he had defeated the kid, but 20,000 people in that city, all of them said, La ilaha illallah. So you understand why this kid kept coming back? I'm not going to say he sacrificed himself, we did not sacrifice, but let me ask you something. I'm going to give you the other scenario. When he is strapped and they bring the sword and the whip, and he says, "Denounce your God and you will die." He says, okay, there is no Allah. Okay, I believe in the king. And they cut his ties, right? His ropes, and then they let him go. Then he crosses the street and he gets struck by a bus, and then he dies. Because the amount of time you're going to spend on this earth is in the hands of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. How many people said La ilaha illallah because of that kid? 20,000. You think the king appreciated that? He was very angry. Guess what he did? No. He decided to kill all of them. And you know how they did it? They dug a big trench, like a big giant trench. And they put fire in there, right? And then they start bringing them. Come here. You believe in Allah, you believe in the kid. If they say La ilaha illallah, they push them into the fire. Alive. They burn them alive. And then... Hold on. If And 20,000 of them, one by one. What happened to that lady?
Her baby talks.
Her baby talked. Malik, you remember?
Yes.
Tell me what happened.
Talks. It was a miracle.
Oh, exactly. So Allah made the woman hesitated. She didn't want to jump in the fire, not because she's scared for herself, but because of her toddler, for her baby. And Allah made the baby speak, and the baby says, Mom, we are on the truth. From here, we're just going to go straight to Jannah, to Allah. Don't hesitate. And she jumped in the fire with her kid. And this story happened, I don't know, hundreds of thousands of years ago. It could have been forgotten. There are so many genocides that happen in society, and they're forgotten. But why are we still talking about this story after so much time? Because it's mentioned in the Quran. We're going to be reading this until the end of time. Rabbuna subhanahu wa ta'ala told us this story in the Quran. In Surat what again? Al-Burooj. Can you help me with Surat Al-Burooj? Huh? يلا أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. ذات قتل أصحاب الأخدود النار ذات الوقود إذ هم عليها قعود. Guys, don't you feel embarrassed that the person next to you is reciting the surah and you go and just lip syncing like that? I'm looking at you. One next person is saying, النار ذات الوقود إذ هم عليها قعود, and they look at me in the face like النار ذات الوقود, and you're gonna come. Don't you feel embarrassed? Huh? Wait a minute. No. Hold on. Now, I want you, when you go home, to go back to your video game and then and play a stage and tell me what you won. Did a hand come out of the TV screen to hand you some money? You won! or someone said, oh, you finished the stage, I'm gonna put Surah Al-Burooj in your brain. So somebody has been memorizing Surah Al-Burooj while you were watching a video game or playing a video game or watching TV. And that's the reason why someone right here is telling me, وَمَا نَقَمُوا مِنْهُمْ إِلَّا أن يؤمنوا بالله العزيز الحميد. I know who you are, because I can see. But I'm not going to snitch on you. Now, remember this. The greatness of your life has to do with your achievements, not with the numbers of years you spend on this earth. That's it. La ilaha illallah. Now one of them escaped. You don't know this. One of them escaped and he started running. He started hiding. And you know how they escaped in the desert? They would walk during the night and they would hide during the day. Because during the night there's not many travelers for someone to tell on them. And he kept traveling from Yemen all the way to Asham, where they was under Byzantine rule, which was Romans. And he went to the Roman emperor. They gave him the title of Hercules, emperor, save us. What's wrong? He says, these people because back then it was the message of Isa alayhi salam, Jesus Christ, and he was teaching, it was the message of Tawheed also, and he was telling them, these people who believed in Allah and want to follow Jesus, they're killing them in Yemen. Please save us. We want you to send somebody to help us. He told him, Yemen is too far away for me to send an army. If I send an army from Yemen, it's going to take forever to get there. And it's desert. My army might not even make it, but I can do something for you. I'm going to write you a letter to a Christian king who lives in East Africa, in Abyssinia, one of the greatest civilizations in history. And tell him your problem. So he went to him, he traveled through Egypt and went all the way to Abyssinia. He told him, great king. His official name was Najashi. He said, Najashi, look, in Yemen across the sea, they're killing people for believing in Allah. He said, really? I'm going to prepare an army to go save them. So he prepared a giant army. And back then, nobody could mess with East African armies. They were very strong, very organized, and they used elephants. And they crossed the sea to go to Yemen. And when the Tubba kingdom, when they wanted to stand up to them, they did not stand a chance. They defeated them immediately, and they declared Yemen under the rule of the Abyssinians, and they started spreading Christianity there. You know what was the problem there? Is that the army had two generals. one good guy, his name was Ariyat. And Ariyat was a tall, handsome man, and people looked at him, and he was very well spoken, very good looking, and very respected. The other one, his name was Abraha. Abraha was a short, stocky guy, but he was not liked by everybody. So Ariyat, when he spoke, everybody listened to him. When Abraha spoke, he was disrespectful. Hey, come over here. People did not like him, right? But he was also commanded. I don't know if they were the same rank, same two generals. We don't know. But Abraha was very jealous of Ariyat, and he was plotting. Now that they took control of Yemen, he was plotting to kill Ariyat, so he can take control of the entire country. So he started plotting and plotting. Ariyat found out. And he called him to a meeting. He told him, Abraha, let me tell you something. If there is a problem between you and I, and we go to war, we're going to kill thousands of men. If you have a problem with me, why don't you fight me one-on-one without putting people's lives in jeopardy? And Abraha was like, oh my God, this guy's too big. And he was like, and because he had to save his face, he said, yeah, I'll do it. But then he called one of his servants or slaves, I don't know. The kid's name was Atwada. They brought this Atwada guy and told him, listen, when I'm about to fight Ariyat, and if you see that he's gonna win, you should shoot him with an arrow or like stab him with some spear from the back. Don't let him win. Because when we get a fight, the dust is gonna get kicked up and visibility was gonna be poor. So Ariyat, as soon as he showed up with his armor, his helmet, and his long sword, this giant guy, and this stocky short guy looked at him and says, I stand no chance to that, right? And they started fighting, and the first strike, this Abraha guy was like, ah! Ariyat, that he swerves to the side, and he hit him on his head. Abraha pulls his head back, and he only got him with the tip of his sword. He cut his forehead, cut his cheek, and split his lip open. What do we call someone with that?
So he became known as Abraha the Scarface. The slave killed Ariyat, and Abraha now rules over the army. But the king in Abyssinia became very angry, and now he wants an explanation.
So we said that this man, for the king to forgive him, he decided to build a giant church, because they were Christians. They're going to build a nice, beautiful church that's, gold-plated, marbles everywhere, you name it, it's in that church. He wanted to make it so impressive that when the Arabs stop going to Mecca for Hajj, instead of going to Mecca, they're going to go to Yemen and do Hajj over there, and he's going to bring all the Arabs, he's going to bring all the money, he's going to make all of them followers, and the king will finally forgive him. And he started building that giant, beautiful church that you have never seen before. But there is one thing. Do the Arabs love Al-Kaaba because it's pretty? What is Al-Kaaba? It's just four walls, stones, no roof, nothing. They just praise Al-Kaaba, and it's hollow, it's empty inside. There is nothing in Al-Kaaba they love Al-Kaaba because it was built by Ibrahim and Ismail alayhim as-salam. And it's for them, it's a spiritual place. It's not like business. That's not what they go to Hajj for. So Abraha, when he built his church, he made it to a glamorous building. He was going to impress them. He missed the point because the Arabs are not impressed with the looks of Al-Kaaba. They're emotionally attached to it and they love Al-Kaaba. When he built his big church and he started calling all the Arabs, oh, don't go to Mecca. Come here, come here. So one Bedouin guy comes with his camel, right? And he walks in there and he goes into the church. He's like, whoa, that's a nice building. Oh my God, look at high roofs, high big domes, and everything is beautifully decorated. He's like, whoa, this is nice, man. I wonder how much this costs. He told him, hey, this is this new religious center. So you guys don't never have to go to Kaaba. You can come here. Look how beautiful it is. So, excuse me? You want me to leave Al-Kaaba of Ibrahim to come here? He told him, yes. Really? I'll show you what I think of this place. He went in the middle of that church. And he pooped. I was going to say defecated, but most of the kids will not understand that term. But anyways, he did number 2 right in the middle, pulled his pants up, got his camel, and left. That's what I think of your new Kaaba, right? Because he was a Bedouin. That's what it came to his mind, you know what I mean? So Abraha Scarface al-Ashram, when he heard about this, he got so angry. He says, how dare he do this? I'm going to punish everybody. And you know what? I'm going to show them how my church is better than their Kaaba. I'm going to go and destroy Al-Kaaba. And that's what's going to take us to another surah. We're jumping from Surah Al-Burooj to Surah Al-Fil, when Abraha al-Ashram is making his way to go destroy Al-Kaaba. And he was on his way, finally getting ready. When you're about to leave, some Arabian tribes tried to stand up to him. And then we'll find out the rest next week, inshallah.